Hello everyone, and welcome to the Pathways Guidelines. For this webinar, we're going to learn how to begin with pathways. So stay tuned, look below at the recorded version where in YouTube I will put the exact minutes where I will show in 3 steps how you're going to begin with pathways after you have fixed some things. So let's start from the beginning. And what's the beginning? The beginning is toastmasters.org. So the first step is to log in to your account. So if you press toastmasters.org and you don't see here your name, you just press login. It loads. I was logged in another page, so I will log out just to show you, because now it's a modern time. It's not like before where we used to get our manuals and had it in our hands. Now we have to learn how to become more digital. So I will log out and we will log in together, just for the sake of doing it. So logging in, we use the username, which is our email, and we use our password. So the first time we got enrolled in our club, we received in our emails our temporary password, and then we logged in and we put a password of our choice. Maybe you have forgotten that password, so you just press forgot password. You write your email and you press submit, and then you receive in your email a new temporary password. Then you put a password of your choice. So let's say that you know what's your password. I will just put it again and we'll log in. This is a really first step to be logged in. And then we press here on pathways. Almost all links lead to where we want to go. But let's say that we are going to access our path through Basecamp. So what if you haven't choose your path? Then you will not see login as a member. You will see just path selection, continue to path selection. But if it's really the first time you are getting around Toastmasters and you don't know the basic things for Toastmasters, the best thing you can start with is with Launch the Navigator. And why is that? Let's launch it together from the start. The Toastmasters journey. It's so important to understand what you can have by being in Toastmasters. What's the benefits? So there's a really simple and nice page where you can learn a lot of things. Please be sure that the window is really big so you can watch the you can see the left and right arrows, because if it's smaller, let's say it's like that, don't look at my desktop. If it's like that, then you won't see the red arrows. So you make it big so you can see both the menu if you need it and the left and right arrows. So you move around with the arrows, okay? And you check out step by step all the information. But maybe you've done something specific, okay? Then you can go to the menu. And for example, you go for the first times in the club meeting and you see the A counter or the topic, the tables speeches, okay, and you don't understand who are these people that are doing these roles. So here are the club meeting roles. So you can either check here, okay, who's the Toastmaster, who's the evaluator, who's the counter, who's the general evaluator, who's the table topics master, or you can just press to toastmasters.org/meeting roles, and you can read all about the roles. And for example, if in the next club meeting you are the grammarian, you can press here and you can see what are the objectives of this role. So you know that you have to take care of the grammar and especially with what examples you can express what you heard, and also maybe you can have the word of the day. Okay, so let's say that you hear that there is a club president, or there is a VPPR, Vice President of Public Relations, and you still don't understand all these roles. Then you can check the club executive committee, and you can see that the Vice President of Public Relationships promotes the club in the community and notifies the media about the club news and benefits. Okay, so you understand better the roles and you familiarize with all this. So the navigator is getting to know what are Toastmasters and what is the journey. Okay, also how you're going to schedule a speech, how to copy with your nervousness, and where does this journey goes? Because maybe you started for a reason, you want to become better in your job, but why is this here? Why will I be here consistently for 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, 10 years? Then you can see how the journey goes. Okay, you can see what's the journey towards the distinguished Toastmaster. There are all the information here. So let's get out from the information of the navigator and let's proceed to the path selection. So now we know what Toastmasters stand for and what are the roles and everything. Then we can continue to select our path for ourselves. Okay, so here, when you first open, it will say free because your first path, it's free. So you have a completely path with 5 levels and 14 projects for free because you become a member of Toastmasters, or you were previously a member of Toastmasters and you got one path for free. So there is an option where you can have the printed materials and the Basecamp experience. For me, I don't even mention the printed materials. Of course, if you want, you can print the projects, but the Basecamp experience comes with lots of things, with videos, with activities, with interaction and feedback with other people. So I don't even consider the printed materials. Sorry for that. Maybe you can ask someone else for the printed materials. For me, you just go ahead and take the assessment. We're in the assessment. Okay, you choose your language and you can start the assessment and find what's your path. But maybe you know already, you have checked out the information and you know what path you want to take, then you press skip assessment. But let's say you start again and you say, oh, I'm interested in coaching and in leadership and in interpersonal communication. And then you say, like, okay, let's say that the main thing that's related to my goals is the leadership part. And then you proceed to answer some simple questions that will lead you to your path selection. I will not do it right now, but let's say that you do it. And then it shows you the 3 best paths for you. Or if you skip the assessment, you can see all the paths. You can see that I have chosen already the effective coaching, and you can see all the paths and choose your path. So let's say that we have finished, you have finished with this part. Then the only thing from the homepage of Toastmasters.org you have to do is to get to this page, Start Pathways, and log in as a member. So this is the first time in Basecamp. And Basecamp is where all the good stuff are. So here you can find lots of things about navigating through Basecamp. You can find tutorials and you can find everything you can think of. Okay, I will not get into that. You can explore it by yourself. The important thing for now is your education transcript, because you chose your path and you want to start. You want to start with Pathways and give your icebreaker, and then you give your evaluation and feedback project, and then proceed. So we're going to go directly to education transcript, and just at the end, I will show you how to edit a little bit your profile, some info about that. But let's proceed to my education transcript. Okay, let's wait to log in. So I have opened a lot of projects. So let's say you have only, it is your first time, then the only thing that will you will see is your path, just one line with your path. Okay, I'm a pathways guide, so I have a second curriculum, but the only thing you will see is your path. And you will see the box next to it showing that it's the curriculum. So how you can open this curriculum? You can either click on effective coaching or open curriculum by pressing here. It shows in different way. So if I press open curriculum, I will find myself here on this page on level 1. So because I have gone through Icebreaker and activated all these 3, they all say launch. But at first, when you are here, you will not see this check on Icebreaker, and the Icebreaker, instead of saying launch, it will say activate. So you have first to press activate and then launch. And as soon as you launch the Icebreaker and you complete the Icebreaker, we will show in a minute how you will do this, then the evaluation and feedback and the researching and presenting are unlocked, and then you can press activate and activate to each of them. Then once you finish, you proceed to pressing the button to complete your level 1, and your VP, your Vice President of Education, will see if you have indeed completed these 3 projects. So many questions come and they ask, can I proceed to level 3 or level 5 and then come back to level 2? No. You can just go around, mess around, and see what are the topics of these projects. And maybe if you're really curious about what's the project about, you can go here up and just write reaches consensus and press the project description, or go to the project evaluation and check out what is this about. But just go one step at a time. It's really better to do that. So level 1, an icebreaker. But before I go to this, let's say you have activated, okay, and you are at the point where you will press launch, but instead you didn't really remember that you have to press open curriculum, okay? Then we go back. And you are in the education transcript, in your curriculum, watching your curriculum. It will be the only thing you will watch. And you press here, effective coaching. Then you will come to this. This is a list of everything that will come in your path. So you see here the requested projects for level 1, the requested for level 2, the requested one project for level 3, and the electives that you have at minimum to check 2. And okay, let's say that this is really good if you want to have a really good look at where you are in your path, okay? And you can see what you have completed and how it goes. So if you would go here, you would see instead of launch the button activate, and then you would press launch. So now we're going to launch to our first project. So the first thing is to press launch here, or to press launch from the open curriculum. And because I wanted to show the 3 steps again, and now it's the important thing, because you will do this again and again. This is the process, because if you reach to your projects, then it's easy. I will explain then how easy it is. So you make sure you log in. Welcome Angelos. Then you press access my path through Basecamp. You log in as a member, and you choose the club you want to log in. And then you press either my education transcript, or here at the education transcript, the only thing that you will see, these are some resources that I have opened and it shows me these, but you will see your path. So I can click here or click here. Let's click here, my education transcript. And I will go to effective coaching and press here, or press open curriculum. And I'm ready to launch to my first project. And I press launch. So now, here's an important step, because Toastmasters International, after lots of thought, they decided to have pop-up windows, to have projects in pop-up windows. So if you have deactivated the pop-up windows, or if you have restricted the pop-up windows from Google Chrome or your Mozilla or Internet Explorer, you will see a message here on the previous page that this site wants to open a new window. So you have to unlock it to allow to open pop-up windows. So it will take some time and it will open the project. But why did the Toastmasters do that? They did that because they wanted to know that the page at the behind is not lost, and you can go, okay, again, anytime back. And then you go again to the icebreaker. So this is also an important step, because if it's very small, then you cannot see the arrows, and you cannot see the progress bar that it's down here. So you have to be careful to watch the gray arrows left and right, and also to watch here, to check here the navigation bar. Okay, so let's say we're at the start and we go step by step. So what's different here? What is this all about? Why did Toastmasters International do all this effort, all this energy? Because it's like an online program, teaching program, which is really good. So it has the introduction, it has your assignment, what to do. You click on project checklist and you see what is your checklist, what do you have to do to this project. Then you go back and you proceed. And then you assess yourself before and after doing the icebreaker. So for the sake of this presentation, I have already done it, so it doesn't change my answers. So you select, okay, and you take care of checking the submit button. It will open. So I will just go through this icebreaker to just see together, and then we will go to my next project, which I haven't completed, to show you how you're going to press the submit buttons. So here are the competencies, and then it has video, and the videos are really good because they take the pressure really off.
Every Toastmaster begins their journey with an icebreaker speech. As you prepare to deliver yours, you may find yourself wondering what the experience was like for others. We spoke with a few experienced members who talked about their icebreaker and shared tips that will help you. When you're giving your icebreaker speech,
so it's really good and really relaxing. Then you can see the icebreaker speech outline worksheet, whether you want to see it here inside the window, okay, what main points you can use, what are your goals, how you can make a good opening, a good body, and a good closing, conclusion, okay? Or if we close this here, you can download it. And then you do your speech, you prepare, you present, you rehearse, it gives you tips, record yourself, use a mirror, practice sections, time yourself. So you're really ready. More things about timing, organization, moment to moment. It's really rich to help you give your first speech. And then you evaluate yourself and you finish your project. But let's say that you have to give your evaluator the evaluation resource. Here is the evaluation resource where you can press the evaluation resource, you can open it and give it to your, print it and give it to your evaluator. Sorry. So if I press here, the evaluation form comes up. I will just mention it now that you can find it here and print it, but I will go in the next episode furthermore in evaluation. But just for now, you know that you can find it here and print it. Okay, let's say that you just want to log in and find your evaluation and don't go through all this stuff. So I close the pop-up window and go back to launching my project. And now I will launch the evaluation and feedback. It doesn't matter, the structure is the same in each project. So we'll wait a few minutes. We check out that it's really big so we can see the arrows and the bar on the bottom. And the quick way, instead of using the arrows and going back and forth, or forth, okay, it is to use the navigation bar at the bottom. So as soon as it opens, we are going to press the navigation bar and we will lead ourselves to your evaluation. In each project, by just pressing here and pressing your evaluation, you come here to the resources of the evaluation resources, okay? So you can print the evaluation, for example, on the icebreaker, it will be one evaluation. In project 2, there are 3 speeches. So there are 3 evaluation resources. And another thing is that instead of looking online all this project, you can just print all the project like you used to do when we had the manuals. If you're a new person, I really believe that you have to familiarize yourself with the online way, because it will give you a lot of more things. You'll have the videos, you'll have all this like gamification, like game process to learn. This is the classic standard thing where you just, you can print it, you can have it with you and read it, and you can even download it and have it in your PC or print it and have it with you. But let me tell you that you've got to do the assessments. So you have to assess your skills before and assess your skills after in order to complete this project and any project. So here are the directions. Let me say that for level 1 of pathways, it pop-ups the directions, so it's easy for us to understand what is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, so we can rate ourselves. And you can see now here that I haven't submitted it. So for the sake of this presentation, I will just put 3 in all of this. You see that I'm using this button's next button because if I use the right arrow, it will go to something completely different. So again, 3, 3. And as soon as I answer this 7 questions, I have to press the submit button. I will not press it here because I haven't assessed myself for these skills, but here you have to press the submit. So either if you watch the whole thing online or if you print it, you have to assess your skills before here and press the submit button. And when you're done with all the project, for example, for this second project with all 3 speeches, you come back and let's say I went from 3 to 4 and you press submit. So as soon as you have completed all the project and you come back and do your evaluation and press submit, then the system will say, congratulations, you have completed this project. For now, because I haven't submitted my assessment of skills before assessment and my after assessment, it hasn't completed my project. And then once you complete your project, you will receive an email that will say congratulations, and it will show here, instead of launch, it will say evaluate. So you will have 10 days to evaluate yourself. How is that? We learned here how important is evaluation. It's a really big part of understanding what we have done right, what we have done wrong, what worked, what didn't work, and how we're going to be better in our next speech. So it's really good to evaluate ourselves. So let's go through again the basic steps. It's really important. I know if it's your first time, I remember my first time, I used to go around and go left and go right, and I couldn't understand how this thing works. So you log in to toastmasters.org, you press pathways, and you go to your Basecamp. You log in as a member. If you directly see your curriculum here, your path you chose, you press it, or you press My Education Transcript, and you find your path. You open your path, you first press activate, then you press launch. And once you press launch, a pop-up window comes up, and then if you want to directly have all the project printed, you can just go from the bar to your evaluation and print your project, and then you can watch it all, read it, take your time, you can print it, take the pages that have to do with your evaluator, and this project has 3 evaluations, and you can give it to your evaluator. At our next session, we will talk about how you're going to find evaluations if you're not having this path, how you're uploading your evaluation, how you're giving feedback, and all this. But for now, if you are sure that you have understood how you're going to log into your path and to your projects, I want to check out some other things about your basic profile. So if I click to my face, because I have already submitted, you can see my Basecamp profile, where other people can know some things about yourself. And how do you create this about me thing? You just press on the second button. Here is the settings options, where it's your account, and then here you will not see something. So this is it says universal profile, and it may have not, it won't have a picture of you. So if you want to add a picture, you just go to options and my account. And here it has a drop arrow, then arrow. You press it and you say change or add. And then you will find a good picture in the recommended sizes to upload. You just select your photo and save it. Then underneath you put your time zone, how you want your signature to show, what type, what font you want. And then it says some basic meeting roles. So it's good to submit every time you do a role like this, because then your VP, your Vice President of education will know when you have done these roles, and maybe if you haven't, he can send you to do these roles, or if you really recently, he or she will choose someone else. So it's good to submit, but for sure it's good to submit your face, because if you're new to a club, or if you're old and one new wants to get to know you, you put your face and people will see you, and they can, if you ask feedback on the next step, you can get feedback and people know to whom they're giving feedback to. So what about your universal profile? Here on the right, you will see an edit button where you can write some things about yourself and then press save. Here again, you will see that you can edit your interests. Okay. And there are some things that just show these things because we edited on the other page. And if someone is a Pathways mentor, we'll explain what's a Pathways mentor, the credentials, and from when he or she is a member. So it's good to update because we are going to need it in the next steps. Okay, so this is for tonight. It's really basic, but it will get you going. It's the really how to begin. And we want you to begin and to be easy for you. Please take some time to explore and get around and make it familiar. Okay, at first maybe you use this video and go step by step, you pause it and then you go to the next step. Maybe you're not familiar with computers and you need more time. This is totally understandable, but I think it's really good because this is really good opportunity. You can take advantage of it and learn some basic stuff about computers and how to attend trainings, because maybe in the future there's a training that you would really like to attend, and then you will know how to do it. Of course, I'm here if you have any questions, anything you need, any clarifications. Okay, so you launch, the pop-up window comes up, you go through your project, you do the assessment, the before and after assessment, and then you have completed the project. If you really want to go fast and not go through step by step, you just select from down here your evaluation, you print your project. This is the Icebreaker project, or you can print the evaluation resource for your evaluator, but let's print the project. You can print the project and read it, and then come back and do the assessments. Assess your skills before, assess your skills after, and then you're done. Okay, so maybe for the first time, the second, the third, forever, it's in your choice, you can print it. Okay, and you can go here and do the assessment here. Do the assessment here, and then learn what's the project about and do the assessment after. Have the evaluation from your evaluator, have the assessment after. And then having this manual, you can go back to the web edition, you can go to assess your skills, and then transfer what your answers are, press submit, and then go to assess your skills after, press submit, and then you're done. And then the project is over. So these are the first steps for Pathways, for your first projects. You will get familiar with that. I promise that. If you cannot, I'm here for you. I promise. And in our next session, we'll talk all about evaluations and some tutorials and some resources that they will be useful for you. So thank you for your time. I hope it was really useful. I'm here for you if you need anything, and see you next time. Thank you.